Hey guys, you got Zache again, no longer with the whispering, or if you're watching this video before the last one, get ready for the whispering. I'm watching this battle particularly for one thing, and one thing only. I need to learn how to take down that goddamn Queen Bean. Good God in heaven. This video will demonstrate. To keep it as spoiler free as I can, she's a menace. She needs to be stopped. So we start off with a Queen Bean lead versus a Terrakion lead, which is not a favorable matchup for a Terrakion, particularly one that's most likely running a choice item. So, Queen Bean Mega evolves, goes ahead and uses knockoff on what's going to be a Mega Scizor, so it will not do very much damage, and Queen Bean gets out of there. We see Miss Carly Ray, the Togekiss, come in, which is a confusing play for me because this will allow this Mega Scizor to set up. I know he does like to run this as a Swords Dance variant because I got my ass absolutely handed to me by the Swords Dance variant, and it's going to Swords Dance up, which of course is not a favorable look for the Togekiss. So he goes ahead with the Swords Dance Bullet Punch, and that does exactly as much damage as you expect it to, and Togekiss is gone. We get the Mothman coming out, which should ideally force a switch against Scizor. Instead, he opts to stay in, maybe predicting the Quiver Dance, or something, over-predicting a switch, but Scizor, no matter how bulky, stands absolutely no chance against a Volcarona Flamethrower. That allows Terrakion to come back in against Volcarona, which will force the switch into a Queen Bean. And this is where we see a Stone Edge miss, too reminiscent of my very first match of the league against Cheryl, missing a bunch of Stone Edges. The Stone Edge miss forces the switch out into Free Hugs, who is unfortunate enough to get the 30% chance poison from Sludge Bomb, significantly hurting its longevity here. So it goes for the Fire Punch, which does about a fifth of the health to Queen Bean due to her disgusting thick fat nature. Such an unfairly cool Pokemon. And Free Hugs goes ahead and does less because it gets its Choice Band knocked off, and it goes down to the Sludge Bomb. So then we see Lick a 9-volt Zapdos, and the turns kind of stay the same. You'll see damage to Queen Bean, and then she's able to recover it off because nothing is going to do more than 50% damage, and she can just synthesis the pain away. So that's going to happen for a while now. What's interesting to me is I had a dream about a clown last night, and I'm not a person who is, I'm not scared of clowns. You know, I think it was a good movie. It was an effective movie with the clown. It wasn't scary because of the clown. The clown is played into other elements of horror that were effective in it. But I'm shaken by this dream I had. It was a very last minute jump scare in my dream, and it ended up waking me up at around 6 o'clock in the morning. And I worried that I was late for work, and I overslept, and it was only 6 in the morning, and I got to bed around 3. Come on, dude. So Audacity may have cut out. I'll check the video here afterwards, but it may be going just strong. So Cheryl puts an end to the Queen Bee stalling nonsense and goes into Fidget Spins to eat one of the Heat Waves after she sees the game plan of what this Zapdos is doing, and it forces Zapdos out with the predictable Ice Beam into You Can't See Me. Old Coffin Boy takes the Ice Beam fairly well, and of course it's going to force out the Starmie because of the super effective Shadow Balls coming out. Take a guess at who we see next. It's not Queen Bean, it's Tapu Koko. So he comes out and is going to give us the electric surge. Ooh, that was an ugly noise. We're gonna see the Shadow Ball. It does a fair amount of damage, but we get the special defense drop, which is gonna force Tapu Koko to go ahead and Volt Switch out, getting more chip damage off on You Can't See Me. And now we get the menace herself, Queen Bean. Or Queen Bon, if you pronounce it like Sean Bean. Sean Bon. Queen Bean takes a decent amount of damage from a Shadow Ball, and then we see that it's actually just a crit, so we're going to get back into the habit of Queen Bean taking a little bit of damage, Queen Bean dealing a little bit of damage, Queen Bean healing back that damage. We do see the unique move of the Disable going to get the Synthesis and drawing it out. But Queen Bean is running Giga Drain, so that's not going to be too much of an issue. So this again continues for a while. I'm just so disturbed by that clown in my dream. I don't know where it came from, you know? That's just not a fear of mine. I don't think subconsciously I'm afraid of clowns. Let me see big old Coffin Boy go down. Queen Bean is sitting at a little under full health, but still pretty high up there. We get Lick a 9 Volt back out. Wow, this battle just contains a lot of salt for me, you know. There's Queen Bean and Tapu Koko, who I'm pretty sure Cheryl could just bring those two Pokemon against me and probably still squeak out a win. There's Zapdos, who is one of the Pokemon I wanted more than anything, and I see it go down. Unfortunately, she gets the poison again, just in time for Synthesis to be undisabled. We get Mimikyu out, who is going to immediately go for the Never-Ending Nightmare, not for the Let's Snuggle Forever, so we don't have to worry about a visit from the police, the FBI, the DEA. No, we just have our Never-Ending Nightmare. Quite prophetic with my clown dream, I guess. Like I said, a lot of salt in this match. That's finally able to take Queen Bean down. Important that we still have the disguise up for Mimikyu, but it's unable to do too much against Tapu Koko. So it Volt Switches out just to break the disguise, and we're going to get a better Tapu Koko lead in. Mimikyu uses this chance to set up a Swords Dance against Milk Spank. Dan, if you're watching this, I think this might be worse than any nickname you have. I hate this one. This is horrible. This ruined my night. So, Milk Spank is carrying Iron Head, which does about half. I also realized if you look at Miltank and ignore the overtly bovine features of it, such as its udders and the fact that it is a cow, it kind of looks like a dog. Important, this Mimikyu got the attack drop, which allowed it to survive another Iron Head, which is going to allow it to get the KO on Milkspank, thank God. Ugly. Oh, ugly. The shiny is ugly. I'm disturbed. I'm overall disturbed. I'm going to have a never-ending nightmare about this. Tapu Koko switches in. The predictable move is to go for the Shadow Sneak to get chip damage off, which ends up doing a pretty significantly higher amount of damage than I thought it would. And Koko shows the Wild Charge, which as the Zmon, it's probably carrying Z Wild Charge and not Z Thunder or Z Thunderbolt, would be my guess. Unless Cheryl's packing 3 offensive Thunder moves, like this is 2002 and her level 100 for alligator named Biter knows Cut, Strength, Surf, and Whirlpool. Hypothetically. So, Miller Lite, Tapu Koko gives a Gigavolt Havoc against the last remaining Terrakion. That's gonna go ahead and do a big boatload of damage. Yeah. So, important to note, Tracheon missed a Stone Edge right before this. That would have not... Obviously, it would have killed Tapu Koko. It would not have taken the 99% damage from the Gigavolt Havoc. And it would have been able to probably survive a hit from Starmie as well. So the outcome of the battle could have been a lot different if somehow people didn't miss Stone Edges against Cheryl. Not that that's something I have a built-up resentment against or anything, but with the last Pokemon in the back being Volcarona and the Starmie not taking more than 2 Stone Edges against the Scarfed Terrakion, it really could have been a different thing if that Stone Edge hit. So that's me wrapping up this. What I gathered from it for killing Queen Bean is